So welcome back to another Scalextric review, and we've still got a fair few cars to get through, but today I think we're going to have a double treat. Let's go F1 McLaren MCL36, and we'll go the Williams FW44. We'll take a close look at both of them. They are both the same chassis, but of course different liveries, and then we'll just take them for a spin around our test track. Let's go. So before we get stuck into our double F1 review, let's have a look at the test track. And this might be familiar if you have seen the 330 P4 review. Well, this was the same track. We'll be changing it soon, but I think this will suit the F1 cars really well. Nice and technical, got a bit of squeeze track, and I can't wait to see how they perform. But now let's take a close look at the two F1 cars. We'll have a bit of a montage, and then we'll go for a drive around the track. So let's take a close look at the MCL36 by McLaren. Now I've zoomed right out, and I tell you what, this is stretching the limits to my little light box because it is a massive slot car. Now hopefully I don't hit the walls on the edge because you can see that it's going to be shaking and dancing. I've got to say a big thank you to Scalextric. They have sent this for review, and I'm a huge F1 fan. Not only am I a huge McLaren fan, this is my favorite team when it comes to F1s, but I'm holding Lando Norris's car. Now, I'm a big Lando Norris fan. I'm a massive Oscar Piastri fan, so this is a privilege to hold on to it. But now let's take a look at the finer details, because hat off to them. They've done a really good job of representing what is pretty much the latest looking car when it comes to the F1 era. So of course all the aeros change in different spots, but this is your base look at what the current cars look like, and they are massive. First off, let's go to the front end. Take a look at that. It's huge, and it pokes out. I mean, I've never sat in an F1 car. I've actually seen one of them, but it appears to be pretty well spot on, because that front wings, or spoiler I should say, or whatever you want to call it, front aero, sits really far forward, so it looks like they've done a good job there. Even over to the wheel covers, you can see here we've got the wheel covers with the McLaren flick on it. Nice little papaya running down the side. Of course, with the light blue, we've got a lot of the, and I'm trying not to bump too hard, we've got a lot of the sponsors on the front nose. Let's go side on. Love this touch. We've got the Google hubcaps, or we will call them hubcaps. They're aero caps. Let's call them hubcaps. Let's go old school. The Google logo, which is really cool. Good touch by McLaren on that one. And of course, Scalextric has picked up on that. We've got the DeWalt, which is on part of the underfloor aero. Of course, this is the latest car, so they're all about underfloor aero, so they're trying to suck the car to the ground. We've got Lando Norris. His helmet looks pretty damn fine sitting in there, and of course the halo wrapped around his head, which I'm a big fan of the halo. I think it finishes off the cars now, so a lot of people didn't like the halo, but I don't mind it. We've even got the P0 Pirelli medium tyres. I'm glad they went with proper marking, so we know this is a medium. McLaren, I think, actually runs pretty well on the mediums at the moment in real life. Around to the rear, these rear spoilers do pop off, so just be careful. I did knock the wall before. They can pop on and off. But as you can see, I am touching the floor, and it's almost touching my camera, which we have zoomed right out. It is huge. I will give you a comparison next to, I'll call maybe a normal Scalextric slot car, but she is massive. So there you go, a nice closer look at one of the latest F1 cars out there. Let's have a quick flip upside down. We'll probably lose our rear spoiler here. The guide is situated, it's still in front of the front axle, so it is very far back from the front end, but as you can see here, I don't think they got hold of any real cab design for underneath, because the ground effect aero, I don't think they wanted to give away when they would have been making this car. So there you go, that is the McLaren. We'll take a quick look at the Williams. That's just going to be a livery change, but boy, I can't wait to get this around the track. So next up, we have the Williams FW44. Again, this is the same as McLaren, but we're going with a livery change. Without checking the numbers, I'm going to say that's Alex Albon's number, and if I get it wrong, I'll put it up, but I believe it is. I'm a huge, here we go again, broken record. Of course, I'm a massive F1 fan. You can't go past Williams, and I was lucky enough to visit the Williams Centre when I visited the UK. I actually visited Scalextric Hornby when I was there as well, and it was just a dream come true. This livery on this Williams, they have had some shockers over the time, but I'm loving their liveries on the latest cars, which this is one of their latest cars or the latest shape. So really nice, got a nice dark blue. I'm loving the highlight hints here of the light blue, the FIA on the front, bit of red. Of course, it is the same mold as the McLaren, but we've got ourselves a little bit of difference when it comes to livery. Got Alex Albon sitting in there. Around to the rear again, how long this thing is. We've got our rear light, which normally flashes in the rain and also flashes when they harvest energy in real life. We'll see if it works today. I don't believe it will. No, I don't think that will. Is that painted on? No, that won't. That's painted on. So no, we've got no lights in here, but that's what she does. Again, we've got the P0s, this time with the blacked out hubcaps. But I like it. It's a nice touch. It would have been nice, and I might be testing my knowledge here. Normally they have the Duracell battery logo here, but this might have been the time that the car wasn't running it. Oh, they've got Duracell here. So yeah, that would have been a nice little touch. Whether this wasn't part of that Duracell era when they did that, but really cool. So there you go. We've looked at the Williams, we've looked at the McLaren. Now it's time to put them around our track. So let's take the Williams F1 car for a spin. She is a big beauty. So we'll do a couple of siding laps. It's very quick down the straight. And being big, I'm pretty impressed by how it goes around the corners. And I am being a bit cautious on some of these corners because I know they're very tight, but it's quick. So we'll get a little bit faster and faster as we go. Let's see if we can take this first S a little bit quicker. Oh, it's actually not bad. Pushing it through, it is quick. Could you imagine a fleet of these racing? So this is the Williams. I think the McLaren's going to come up, and as we've de-slotted, and luckily I've got the wireless controllers, so we can just put it back in and keep on going. So lucky I'm using the Arc Pro. I've got the wireless controllers and I can self-marshal. So this is the Williams. Again, we're not running digital, so the digital changeover is not hurting whatsoever. If you are into Scalextric and you want to do digital analog all in one, take a look at the Arc Pro system. So let's park up the Williams, and now let's take my favorite team, the McLaren. So now let's take the McLaren for a spin around the track. We're on the outside lane now, so it's going to be interesting to see how it performs, and they are quick in a straight line. Now this is my favorite team whilst I'm driving. If you do like F1, of course, we've got a lot of F1 racing in Europe at the moment, so very exciting. And the McLaren is doing really well. This one's driven by Lando Norris. If Scalextric is watching, please do an Oscar Piastri version or do a white kit so we can make ourselves our own version of the F1 car. But this, it's actually doing okay. And remember, it is a big car. So 2 more laps, and then we'll finish off the video with some montage of these two beasts going around the track. Here we go, one last one. Am I gonna stack? No, I'm taking it easy. And there we go. The McLaren, the Williams, both by Scalextric. I'm a big fan of F1, so I've got to say, I think these are winners.